Offshore, APBA, SBR, and the Puerto Rico Racing Association. We have 6 onboard cameras in all for these championships, 4 in this race. We're on board right now. How sweet it is. These onboard cameras installed by Mr. Willie Schultz. We're on board How Sweet It Is with brand new 40-foot skater, Carl Myers and Terry Ayers of How Sweet It Is. Powered by United Racing Engines. Now we're on board Shooter's Waterfront Cafe. Mr. Anthony Izzo, also powered by United Racing Engines. It's another 40-foot skater. Rick Conti is on throttle. Shooter's Waterfront Cafe. We're aboard Gifford Racing now, 40-foot Jaguar powered by Merc Cruiser engines. Aboard Gifford Racing, of course, is Mr. Bill Gifford, Steve Salachi, and Rich Nancision. There they are getting strapped in aboard Gifford Racing. Very shortly now, we will be going aboard Harmsco Hurricane with Mr. Steve Page and John Christensen, listening in to their conversation. Harmsco Hurricane. Let's listen.
I don't know how shallow it is. Must not be too bad, huh?
No, that's fine. You're gonna get a super start real quick now.
Well, let's get on up there. I don't want to
Well,
get
we ain't
caught.
coming on a plane. Don't worry. There's Nicky Kuchar right over there. Don't worry.
Yeah, but he's going in. He's going back home.
We're just in time, like always.
There's the modifieds up there, and there's the Patriot.
Keeps them guessing that way. They want to know what we're doing.
As long as we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
Watch this big tropic heat boat cutting across me if you see it on your side.
Yep, don't worry about it.
You're listening to Mr. John Christensen and Steve Page of the Harmsco Hurricane Race Team getting ready for the start.
Over there. No, to the right. Don't make a right turn. Just stay to the left.
Okay.
Stay to the right. Stay way right.
Okay, keep an eye peeled in the back there, okay? So they get a shot. Make sure they don't get a start off on us.
Yeah, they got one starts out.
Should I come back around? 'Cause they're going to go quick. Let me come back around, huh? They're lining up.
No, you're all right. You're all right.
As you could just hear John Christensen and Steve Page talking about that the first start, the superboats are already leaving. And now because of helicopter traffic, there you see the superboats. We're going to be going with the open start. The open start. And the competitors in the open include Katana, How Sweet It Is, Turkish Express, Good Wrench, Gentry, Arasaki, Gifford Marine, Venus Swimwear, Labatt's, Brooks, Screaming Eagles, Shooters, Risky Business, and CSB. So as we said, we're going to go with the open start as far as the laps are concerned. And the Superboat and Open will be 15 laps for 150 miles. And the Modified and Pro Stock, 10 laps for 100 miles. We're at the 1994 Key West World Championships. Now the boats are getting lined up. There's Good Wrench and How Sweet It Is. We're going to go on board some of our boats now to see how our onboard cameras are doing. There is Carl Myers with How Sweet It Is. Getting ready, getting lined up for the beginning of this race. Carl Myers and Terry Ayers. Anthony Izzo now, Shooter's Waterfront Cafe. Anthony Izzo and Rick Conti getting lined up. And now aboard Gifford Racing with Bill Gifford, Rich Dancision, and Steve Szilagyi. Gifford Racing, all getting ready now for the beginning of this fourth and final race of the 1994 racing season. Fourteen boats in all in this open start. All right, now back to a helicopter shot. There you see the boats lining up for the beginning of this race. On the far inside, it's Goodwrench and Katana. Goodwrench and Katana. Now as we look at the head of the field, there is CSB, Labatt, and Team Gentry on the far outside. Now coming into the picture is How Sweet It Is. How Sweet It Is. Back to Goodwrench and Katana there on the inside. How Sweet It Is in the middle with CSB, Labatt, and Team Gentry leading the field there on the outside. We've got the green flag now. This is the fourth and final race of the 1994 Key West World Championships in Key West. There's Katana in the middle. Katana. Looking to the leaders once again is Gentry on the outside. CSB, Labatt's, and How Sweet It Is. Everyone off to a great start here with Gentry on the outside in the lead slightly. Gentry, there's How Sweet It Is. Then CSB and Labatt's on its outside. There's Katana. Katana. How Sweet It Is, CSB. And Gentry on the far outside in the lead slightly. How Sweet It Is and CSB in the early moments of this 1994 Key West World Championship, the fourth and final race. There's Katana on the inside, Labatt's Genuine Draft on the outside. JA1 Katana, 45-foot skater powered by two 900 horsepower Mercury inboards with Mercruiser drives. There on the outside, CSB. There's How Sweet It Is and Team Gentry on the far outside. It's Katana on the inside. Aboard Kimitoshi Hosotani from Japan. He's the driver. Throttleman is Bobby Moore from North Miami, Florida. It's Katana on the inside. How Sweet It Is there on the outside. Katana now picking up some room. You got Team Gentry, the leader, on the far outside. Gentry, How Sweet It Is, and Katana. Katana, 45-foot skater. How Sweet It Is, a 40-foot skater. Katana now passing How Sweet It Is. Great competition between these two skaters. Katana now picking up some distance. Has the edge over How Sweet It Is. Katana. Team Gentry on the far outside. Still the leader. Katana, JA1, an open class. Team Gentry now, first in open class as we go around the turn. There's Katana in second place, JA1. And there's How Sweet It Is on the inside in third. How Sweet It Is. Now we're going to go on board How Sweet It Is to see how that looked as we went around the turn. Carl Myers and Terry Ayers. How Sweet It Is. There's Katana on the left side passing How Sweet It Is as it does big splash on the windshield of How Sweet It Is. 40-foot skater Carl Myers. Great shot of that with our onboard camera. Back to our helicopter shot. There is Katana on the outside. How Sweet It Is on the inside. Katana now with a little bit of room ahead of How Sweet It Is. Katana, JA1. There's Cigarette Lady now. Cigarette Lady on the inside. How Sweet It Is on the far outside there. We got Katana and Team Gentry still the leader in open class. Team Gentry and Katana once again aboard How Sweet It Is. Team Gentry in the lead. Jaws in super class on the outside. There's Katana on the inside. Gentry number 1 as we go around the turn. Number 1 in open class. There's Katana on the far outside. Katana. Once again, Gentry, number 9, a 40-foot skater. Team Gentry. Powered by two 900 horsepower Gentry turbo engines with Mercruiser drives. As we head now into Mallory Square, the driver Tom Gentry from Honolulu. Throttleman Richie Powers from North Miami, Florida. Team Gentry number 1 in open class. Many spectators there along the docks, there along the shores of Key West as we enter Mallory Square. Team Gentry, the world record holder. As we look forward now, it seems that Gentry is catching up to those systems and gone clear boats. Those are super boats. Team Gentry around the turn. Tom Gentry and Richie Powers. 40-foot skater. Powered by two 900 horsepower Gentry turbo engines. Systems and gone clear up ahead there. Super boats. Systems on the outside, gone clear in the middle. Team Gentry right here on the inside. Great battle going on here between those two super boats. Team Gentry here now passing gone clear. Systems on the outside. There's gone clear. Systems on the outside. Team Gentry looking upfield. Gone clear in the middle. Battle here between these two super boats. Gone clear and Systems on the outside. A slight lead. We're going to go with Systems now. Number 7 is a 40-foot Cougar powered by two 1,000 horsepower Mercury inboards with Mercruiser drives. Driver Bob Kaiser from Detroit, Michigan. Throttleman Errol Lanier from Dania, Florida. Systems. Systems at the top of the pack. It took a 4th place in the first race. Has a real good shot at the Worlds here in Key West. There's Exide Battery on the outside. Bob Kaiser, Errol Lanier, 40-foot Cougar. We see Alcone Motorsports there in the infield. Apparently had a problem, but we don't know exactly what it is. Alcone Motorsports on the outside. But it's Systems, 40-foot Cougar right now. Number 7, top of the pack in super class. Gone clear, 40-foot skater powered by two 920 horsepower Mercruiser engines with Mercruiser drives. Driver Jim Robinson from Miami Beach, Florida. Throttle Scott Lehman. Gone clear took a 5th place in the first race on Wednesday afternoon. Gone clear, 40-foot skater heading into Mallory Square. Today, as we look at some of the clouds, we see traces of Hurricane Gordon perhaps heading our way. Getting a little humid here in Key West, Florida. There we pass the pier house as we go into the chute now for the turn. Gone clear. As we look ahead, it's Katana and Systems going around the turn. There's Systems and Katana. There's Gone Clear. And Systems with some of the spectator boats in the background. Katana coming by. And it's Gone Clear with Brooks coming up quickly. Gone Clear and Brooks Athletic Shoes. Gone Clear is Superboat. Brooks in open. Gone Clear, driver Jim Robinson, throttle man Scott Lehman. Brooks Athletic Shoes, a 46-foot Douglas skater, powered by two 900 horsepower Mercury inboards with Mercruiser drives. The driver is Bjorn Seltzer. He's from Seattle, Washington. Throttle man Steve Curtis from Guernsey, England. This Brooks boat in open took a first place in the first race. The other Brooks boat, number 66 in Superclass, took a 3rd place. But as far as that boat's concerned, in this race, we haven't even really seen it start, so we don't know how it's doing. But right now, this one is smoking around the course. Brooks Athletic Shoes, number 6, 46-foot Douglas skater in open. There you see Gone Clear on the outside. Gone Clear, Superboat. Nice throttling job there, Steve Curtis. Guernsey, England, Bjorn Seltzer. He's the driver navigator. He's from Seattle, Washington. Gone Clear on the outside. There's Katana and Systems as we look upfield, and we see the clouds getting a little bit darker and a little bit windier. Looks like Hurricane Gordon is coming our way, but right now it's great racing here at the 1994 Key West World Championship. Katana and Systems as we look upfield. There's Brooks on the inside. Brooks. Brooks and Systems. Systems on the outside. Brooks and Systems here in a real battle going on. Brooks now picking up some distance on Systems on the outside. They're in different classes, of course. As we look upfield, we see Katana and In Excess as well. In Excess and Katana. excess, a 47-foot fountain powered by 3 1,000 horsepower Mercruiser inboards with Mercury drives. Driver Ted Savarese, navigator Rick Savarese, Rattleman Tress Martin, they're all from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. In excess, a Superboat. It took a second place in Super V in the first race of this 2-race series. In excess. You see some of those dark clouds in the background. Hurricane Gordon. Traces of Hurricane Gordon coming our way. There is Systems trying to sneak its way in. Systems. 40-foot Cougar. In excess, 47-foot fountain. Heading into Mallory Square. Spectators along the shore. Going into the turn, it's Venus Swimwear, Systems, and In Excess. As we go around the turn, Venus Swimwear, 40-foot skater, is first, and Systems and In Excess. As we look upfield, there's Brooks and Feeling Wet on the outside. As we look downfield now, it's Venus Swimwear, In Excess, Systems, and How Sweet It Is coming up quickly. Nice throttling there for In Excess. Venus Swimwear. Both Venus Swimwear and In Excess now going by Nightmare. Great competition here at the World Championships in Key West, Florida. There on the outside is Systems. We've got Systems, In Excess, and Venus Swimwear. Now coming into the picture on the inside is How Sweet It Is. Mr. Carl Myers and Terry Ayers. How Sweet It Is on the inside, passing Venus Swimwear and In Excess. There's Systems on the outside. How Sweet It Is. A 40-foot skater powered by 2 900-horsepower United Racing engines with Mercruiser drive. The driver, Carl Myers from Canada's New York, Tuttleman Terry Ayers from St. Charles, Missouri. How Sweet It Is sponsors include Domino Sugar, Reebok, and Sweeteners Plus. The racing team would also like to give a special thanks to everyone over at Mercury Marine at Lake X and Don Schwebs. Also Chuck at United Racing Engines and Keenan Sports Management. How Sweet It Is, 40-foot skater, just smoking around the course right now. Now we're going aboard How Sweet It Is with Mr. Terry Ayers and Carl Myers aboard this 40-foot skater. As you can see on the left side there, our helicopter, as How Sweet It Is was passing all those boats there, as we just saw a little moment ago. Carl Myers and Terry Ayers, How Sweet It Is. Nice handling job. Carl Myers from Canada's New York. Just cranking around this course right now at these World Championships in Key West. This is a brand new 40-foot skater, only the second race of its career. The first time it raced was on Wednesday afternoon. It took a 4th place, but now it's got a real chance at the World Championship in open class. How Sweet It Is, number 39. Carl Myers doing a great job. There he is. Nice throttling with those two 900 horsepower United Racing engines. Going around the turn now. Back to a helicopter shot. How sweet it is. Oh, little rocking and rolling there. Let's see it again. Little hanging and banging there. Myers and Terriers. Let's go on board now to see what that looked like from inside. Little Schultz installing our onboard camera board. How sweet it is. Well, close. That was a close one. Though hanging and banging there. Look from the inside the cockpit of how sweet it is. Carl Myers, an excellent job recovering from that delicate situation. How sweet it is. 40-foot skater. Back to a helicopter shot now. How sweet it is as it comes on Venus Swimwear on the outside. How sweet it is passing Venus Swimwear now. We'd just like to say that Freeze Frame Videos really enjoyed covering the How Sweet It Is racing team for this 1994 season. Best of luck for the remainder of these championships. Also, a special thanks to Carl Myers and the rest of the crew for helping transport our video equipment during the 1994 racing season. And we look forward to covering How Sweet It Is in 1995. How Sweet It Is, number 39. Terriers, nice job with the throttle. How sweet it is. Smoking around the course as it comes on. Harmsco Hurricane in P-Class. There's Harmsco on the outside. Some of the sponsors that really contribute to the performance of How Sweet It Is during this 1994 racing season include Corbel Champagne, Domino Sugar, Reebok, and Sweeteners Plus. How sweet it is. Many spectators there in the background. Running excellent in open class, it's Labatt Genuine Draft, a 38-foot Apache, powered by two 930 horsepower Keith Eichert engines with Arneson drives. Driver Lauren Lible from Concord, Ontario. Throttle man is Smitty from St. Augustine, Florida. Labatt Genuine Draft took a third place in the first race and has an excellent chance of being crowned world champion in open class for this 1994 Key West World Championship. Labatt Genuine Draft running excellent in open class. Those Keith Eichert inboards, two 900 horsepowered, sound excellent. Lauren Leibel and Smitty doing an excellent job aboard this 38-foot Apache. Bandit on the inside, going by. Labatt Genuine Draft now coming on Venus Swimwear. Venus Swimwear on the outside. Labatt now passing Venus Swimwear. Bumpy waters here in Key West, and as we saw a little while ago, clouds are getting a little bit darker, a bit farther away. Hurricane Gordon making its way towards Key West, but right now everything's just fine. Weather's really cooperating. Venus Swimwear number 69, a 40-foot skater, powered by two 900 horsepower Mercury inboards, Mercruiser drives. As we get closer to Venus Swimwear, the driver is Oswaldo Rivera. He's from Puerto Rico. Battleman Oscar Trinidad. He's also from Puerto Rico. Got a number of boats from Puerto Rico in this World Championship this year. Of course, the Puerto Rico Racing Association is one of the sponsoring clubs. The others are U.S. Offshore, APBA, and SBR have all gotten together to bring you this 1994 World Championships in Key West, run under SBR rules. Venus Swimwear, 40-foot skater, Oswaldo Rivera and Oscar Trinidad. Powered by two 900 horsepower Mercury inboards. Heading into Mallory Square. Of course, many spectators along the shoreline there watching this race. The fourth and final race of the 1994 racing season. Cigarette Lady there, you see, on the outside. Cigarette Lady. Venus Swimwear coming up quickly. Passing Cigarette Lady. Nice throttling job, Oscar Trinidad from Puerto Rico. Here's Labatt's genuine draft there on the inside. Labatt's number 77. Labatt's and Venus Swimwear. Going around the turn now is CSB, another boat from Puerto Rico, number 17, CSB. 40-foot skater powered by two 900-horsepower Mercury inboards with Mercruiser drive. The driver, Junior Figueroa from Puerto Rico, throttleman John Tomlinson from North Miami, Florida. CSB is rigged and maintained by John Tomlinson's TNT Custom Rigging. Some of the other clients include Alcone Motorsports and Shooter's Waterfront Cafe. TNT, your home for custom high-performance rigging and maintaining needs. A lot of boats run out of TNT Custom Rigging, racing as well as pleasure. TNT Custom Rigging out of Miami, Florida. Junior Figueroa and John Tomlinson doing a fine job aboard CSB 40-foot skitter. John Tomlinson on throttle. Mercruiser power plants sound excellent, and CSB enters Mallory Square. Dark, ominous clouds there in the distance. Hurricane Gordon heading our way, but looks like we are going to get this race in, the fourth and final of the 1994 racing season. As we look forward now, it's Labatt's, Tropic Heat, and Santa Chevy in the lead. We've got two helicopters in today's race. They include HMC helicopters. Our Manny Rodriguez is our helicopter pilot. Also Crescent Airways. Brady Winslow, our other helicopter pilot for Crescent Airways. Two helicopters in today's race. As we go around the turn now, It's DeSantis Chevy, Labatt, and Tropic Heat. There's CSB. Going around the turn, CSB. Labatt and Tropic Heat. JA-10 Arasaki, a 42-foot Arasaki powered by two 1,000 horsepower Bandit racing engines with Mercruiser drive. The driver Shigeru Hojo from Yokosuka, Japan. Navigator is Tadashi Tashiro, also from Japan. Throttle Kurt Berger from Brighton, New Jersey. Arasaki JA-10. This 42-foot Arasaki is rigged and maintained by Kurtz Marine in New Jersey. Kurtz Marine, of course, rigs and maintains a number of boats that are in this World Championship. Arasaki JA-10. This is the final race of the 1994 racing season here. Arasaki JA-10 going into Mallory Square. There's Extractor, the modified, idling in out of the race. There's the main spectator area here in front of the Pier House in Mallory Square. 42-foot Arasaki now going around the turn. Arasaki around the turn, and there's Recovery right along there. Recovery, number 27, 46-foot skater. It's Arasaki and Recovery. We're going to go with Recovery now. Recovery is a 46-foot skater powered by two 900-horsepower Mercury inboards with Mercruiser drives. The driver is Stuart Hain from Great Neck, New York. Battleman Joey Impressia from Babylon, New York. It's Recovery, 46-foot skater. Recovery took a second place in the first race, and if it continues right now, as it is doing, it will be your world champion in Superboat because Alco Motorsports is out of the race. The Recovery Racing Team would like to thank everyone at Mercury Marine, also at Lake Ags, and the crew chief, Nick, sometimes known as Sick Nick. Recovery, number 27, currently in first place in Superboat class. Nice throttling there. Joey Impressia from Babylon, Long Island. Joey's the owner-operator of East Coast Marine on Long Island. Gifford Marine, a 40-foot Jaguar powered by two 900-horsepower Mercury inboards with Mercruiser drives. Lots of competition in open class, but right now it's number 88, Gifford Marine. The driver, Bill Gifford from Egg Harbor, New Jersey. Navigator Steve Salaji from Pleasantville, New Jersey. Throttle man Rich Dancision from Pleasantville, New Jersey. We're on board now with our onboard camera aboard Gifford Marine, our specially mounted camera on this 40-foot Jaguar. Mr. Willie Schultz installing the camera. Bill Gifford, Rich Dancision, and Steve Salaji inside the cockpit. The Gifford Marine Racing Team would like to thank the crew chief, Jerry Fallavine. Also, special thanks to Joe Halbrunner, Susan Gifford, and Casey Gifford, the mascot. Sponsors include Sunoco Racing Fuels, Trios Motorsports Marine. Gifford Marine has won the 1992 and 93 U.S. Offshore Racing Championship National High Point standings in the Open Division. Gifford Marine 40-foot Jaguar heading into Mallory Square. Many spectator boats there in the background as we head towards the chute. There you see the many spectators. Back inside now, we see Bill Gifford at the wheel. Rich Dancision on his left. Steve Szilagyi right behind. There's Extractor idling in out of the race. Extractor. Right now, Gifford Marine, 40-foot Jaguar. Here we are now with Patriot on the left, on the inside, Gifford Marine on the right. Oh, a little problem there. The hook, and it's flipped. Gifford Marine has flipped and is now, it looks like it's, yes, it is. It's upright. Tremendous spray. Let's see that again. Patriot on the left side, heading into Mallory Square. There's the pier house on the right side. Just moments before the flip. Let's watch it. Tremendous, tremendous shot here with our onboard camera, but they, as you can see, they're upright. They flipped over. Water going inside this 40-foot Jaguar. Bill Gifford, Rich Dancision, Steve Szilagyi, they're all okay. A very dramatic moment here at the World Championships. This video here is provided by Michael Brutner from Performance Yacht Sales. A little slow motion here, replay. You see it flip over and going upright. This 40-foot Jaguar going upright once again. All the crew members are okay. This whole sequence occurred in less than 2 seconds. It happened that quickly. You see the splash there dissipating. We're going to see that one more time, and you'll see the tremendous splash that it caused. See how high that splash is. Now, of course, dissipating. We see a little bit of the boat upright. Anxious moments here at the 1994 World Championships. We're going to go on board now. We're going to slow-mo that and show you what happened inside, as we saw a little bit earlier. Here we are just moments before, and now it is beginning to flip over. There you see Bill Gifford and Rich Dancision's hand going to the top of the canopy, holding themselves up as we lose picture for a little bit. Water going into the cockpit. Boat struggling a little bit. Now they're upright again, and they're okay. 88, Gifford Marine Racing. Here's a look from another vantage point. Unbelievable. This whole incident occurred in just a couple of seconds. How quickly it happened. In Superboat, it's number 13, Spirit of Houston, a 45-foot Apache powered by 3 1,000 horsepower CNG Cobra power inboards with Mercruiser drives. The driver, Alan Feingold, he's the only one in the boat. He's driving and throttling. Alan is from out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Alan Feingold with Spirit of Houston, 45-foot Apache. The Spirit of Houston racing team would like to thank Venus Swimwear. Other Super V boats in the competition today include La Nueva Argentina, In Excess, Cigarette Lady, Republic, Ohio Steel, and Fountain. There's Alan all by himself. Alan Feingold driving and throttling. With recovery on the outside, it's Alan Feingold doing a fine job aboard Spirit of Houston. Let's listen and ride along. We think this is a great spectacle here with Mr. Alan Feingold. We don't really remember this ever having taken place before. Alan Feingold is the driver, navigator, and throttle man on Spirit of Houston, this 45-foot Apache, and he's doing a fine job right now. There he is, Alan Feingold, all alone on Spirit of Houston. We'd like to wish Mr. Alan Feingold, the driver, navigator, and throttle man of Spirit of Houston, the very best of luck for the remainder of this race, the final race of the 1994 racing season. In Superboat, it's Exide Gianni Versace, a 45-foot skater powered by two 1,000 horsepower Keith Eichert engines with Mercruiser drives. Driver Jeffrey Salfer from Miami, Florida. Throttleman Walter Ragazzi, also from North Miami Beach, Florida. Exide 45-foot skater. Nice throttling Walter Ragazzi. Two 1,000 horsepower Keith Eichert engines with number 6 Mercruiser drives. Exide running excellent, top of the pack in Superboat class. The waters have gotten a little bit bumpier because Hurricane Gordon is heading this way, but it looks like we are going to get this race in. And as we look in the distance, we see some darker clouds there. Exide, 45-foot skater. Jeff Suffer and Walter Ragazzi, both from Florida. Running excellent in modified. It's M33 Tropicana 35-foot Cobra powered by two 750 horsepower motor shop racing inboards with Mercruiser drives. The driver, Rob Muller from Ramsey, New Jersey. Throttleman Jason Muller, also from Ramsey, New Jersey. Tropic Heat running excellent in the modified. Now, the Tropic Heat Racing team would like to thank some of the people who are responsible for making it a winning season for Tropic Heat. Kevin Schultz, Jerry Bionde, Fran DeMays, and Bob Hanlon for all their support. In 1994, Tropic Heat took first place in Maryland and second place in Miami at the SBR National Championships. This boat was race-rigged and prepared by Muller Marine and is owned by Jason and Robert Muller. Tropic Heat 35-foot Cobra. Here's Tropic Heat now coming up on How Sweet It Is on the outside, being run by the DeSantis crew. How Sweet It Is on the outside, Tropic Heat on the inside. This is fourth position. Fourth position in the modified. They're bow to bow now, Tropic Heat and How Sweet It Is. Tropic Heat now with a little bit of an edge over How Sweet It Is with the DeSantis Chevy crew. Tropic Heat running excellent in the modified. Rob Muller and Jason Muller out of Ramsey, New Jersey, doing a fine job aboard this 35-foot Cobra. As we look back on the field, there is How Sweet It Is and Labatt's Genuine Draft. Karl Marr's other boat, How Sweet It Is running in second place right now in open class with Katana in the lead. There's Labatt's Genuine Draft on the outside. How Sweet It Is with the DeSantis Chevy crew right there on the inside. 32-foot skater. DeSantis Chevy, How Sweet It Is, as we said, a 32-foot skater powered by two 800-horsepower United Racing engines with Mercruiser drives. Aboard, driver Dan DeSantis from West Bridgewater, Massachusetts. Throttle Mark Hilsinger from Methuen, Massachusetts. DeSantis Chevy, How Sweet It Is, M39. Nice throttling, Mark Hilsinger from Methuen, Mass. Karl Myers has two boats in this World Championship. You see this one right here, a 32-foot skater and a 40-foot skater in open class. Recovery on the outside. Recovery. Number one, Recovery in super class. Dan DeSantis and Mark Hilsinger are doing a fine job aboard this 32-foot skater. Tropic Heat and Recovery as we look upfield. Tropic Heat and Recovery. Now we're going to go on board Shooter's Waterfront Cafe in open class with Mr. Anthony Izzo from Johnston, Rhode Island. Strongman Rick Connie out of Miami. Shooter's a 40-foot skater powered by two 900-horsepower United Racing engines with Mercruiser drives. Shooters took a second in the SBR point standings for this year, a third in APBA Nationals, a third in the Prop Series. Shooter's Waterfront Cafe, number 4. There's Anthony Izzo at the wheel. Strongman Rick Connie. Shooter sponsors include Shooter's Waterfront Cafe and Sidekick Magazine. Shooters in open class. The Shooters Racing Team would like to thank Chuck Cece from United Racing Nations, also everyone at TNT Custom Marine for rigging, especially John, Paul, and Mike. This is the 1994 World Championship in Key West. Let's ride along with Shooters Waterfront Cafe with Mr. Rick Cotty and Anthony Izzo. Anthony Izzo handling the bumpy waters off of Key West, Florida. We're going to go aboard Harmsco Hurricane with Mr. Steve Page and John Christensen for the beginning of the pro stock start and get a little bit of their conversation.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Okay, here we go. Got a pace boat somewhere?
Okay, let's go right down the middle. Right down the middle. Stay to the right of that big boat.
Stay to the right of him?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to cut between that marker and the big boat.
Okay. Where's our pace boat? There it is, over to the right.
I don't see him anywhere.
He's got a yellow flag up, don't worry. He's coming up.
Yep. Here he comes. Here he comes. All right. All right.
Look at them all trying to get a jump.
Okay, there we go.
Back to our helicopter shot. We've got the green flag now due to helicopter traffic. We're going to go right. Sliding right, we see Bonanza, Restore, and Venus Swimwear, with Patriot and Harmsco on our left. As we said, it's Bonanza, Restore, and Venus Swimwear. Now, Bonanza and Restore are both 35-foot motions, both powered by 3 2.5 Mariner EFIs. It's Bonanza P105 with a pace boat on the far outside. Bonanza and Restore. Bonanza and Restore right there. Bonanza 35-foot motion, 3 2.5 EFIs. Driver Hector Cuevas from Puerto Rico. Battleman Alberto Arroyo, also from Puerto Rico. Bonanza P105 with Restore on the outside. A nearly identical boat, 35-foot motion. This is the beginning of the P-Start pro stock with Restore on the outside, Bonanza on the inside. This is the final race of the 1994 World Championships in Key West. This is a boat from Puerto Rico, a number of boats from Puerto Rico in this race. One of the sponsoring clubs, the Puerto Rico Racing Association, along with SBR, APBA, and U.S. Offshore. Hector Cuevas and Alberto Arroyo do a fine job. Restore on the far outside. Alberto Arroyo, nice throttling with 3 2.5 EFIs. 35-foot motion. Both of these boats, 35-foot motion. Battle going on here in the early moments of the P-Start between Bonanza and Restore. These boats are very evenly matched. Restore, P4, 35-foot motion there on the outside. As we said, also powered by 3 2.5 EFIs. Driver Alan Steele from Jacksonville, Florida. Throttleman Charlie Hames from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Restore Marine Products, P4. Early moments of the P start. Restore took a second place in the first race, and right now it is running excellent with a real chance to be the world champion in P class. Restore P4. The Restore Racing Team would like to thank their sponsors: Restore Marine Products champion Spark Plugs, Sierra Engine Parts, Redline Oil, Sportive Clothing, Roof and Rack, Mariner Outboards, Interstate Batteries. Also like to thank Regis from Shades of Key West. Also Crew Chief Ron Voorhees from Bradenton, Florida. And for press relations, Joan Voorhees from Bradenton, Florida. This 35-foot motion handling these bumpy waters off of Key West very well. Restore. Restore easing up and has a cutting in front of Restore. Little problem there, but everything is okay. Restore Marine Products. They took a second place in Wednesday's race. They're running excellent right now. Restore. Alan Steele and Charlie Hames. Charlie Hames won the World Championship last year in P class. Charlie Hames and Alan Steele. Alan the driver. He's from Jacksonville, Florida. P9 Harmsco Hurricane, a 32-foot Douglas skater powered by three 2.5 EFIs. The driver is Steve Page from Cape Coral, Florida. Throttleman John Christensen from Winter Haven, Florida. The owner, Mr. Hank Harms from North Palm Beach, Florida. Harmsco Hurricane took a first-place finish in the first race and running excellent right now. A real great shot at the World Championship in P class. Now, in a few moments, we're going to go on board Harmsco Hurricane at the beginning of the P start and listen into the conversation between Steve and John.
Start coming to the right a little.
I'm coming. I just want to get around him. Here we go.
Whoa, not that much. Keep it straight. Keep it straight. Don't get behind him. We got a whole ocean out here. Don't worry about it.
That's where we're going, though. I got to come back around a little bit.
Okay.
.32-foot skater really handling these bumpy waters very well here in Key West. Harmsco Hurricane, P9. Steve Page and John Christensen. John Throttleman, driver Steve Page. Heading into Mallory Square, into the chute. There's Nightmare. Nightmare on the inside. 35-foot cigarette, M3. Owner of Harmsco Hurricane, Hank Harms, and his motto is to teach all children to swim. He dedicates all the prize money during the year to teach kids to swim. The prize money will be used in the spring of 1995 when the YMCA in Key West begins teaching swimming lessons again. Harmsco's first season has enabled more than 250 children to have swimming lessons that could not otherwise afford the lessons or any type of water safety training. Nice job by Hank Harms and the Harmsco crew. A great gesture towards these kids in teaching them how to swim. We've really enjoyed covering Hank Harms and the Harmsco Hurricane crew throughout the 1994 racing season and look forward to covering them next year in 1995. There are many spectators along the shore watching this 1994 World Championship. Other P competition slightly ahead of Harmsco, but Harmsco with a good chance of being the world champion here in Key West. Let's go on board now to see how that looks in Mallory Square.
apprehend right now. Okay, okay. Get it around. Let it go. Let it go on the outside. Let it go. No, straight, straight, straight.
Freeze Frame Video really enjoys using these onboard cameras, and you can see why. The great shots that we do get. I'd like to thank Mr. Hank Harms for designing the tripod on which the Harmsco Hurricane onboard camera is mounted. Very special thanks to Mr. Hank Harms of Harmsco Hurricane B9. Steve Page and John Christensen, 32-foot Douglas skater with a real good chance of being the world champion in P class. P7, Patriot, a 35-foot motion, powered by three 2.5 EFIs. Driver, Lisa Gregg from Orlando, Florida. Throttle, Bob Hamlin from Huntersville, North Carolina. These 35-foot motions are doing a great job. In addition to Patriot, of course, we've got Restore, Venus Swimwear, and Bonanza. The Patriot Racing Team would like to thank Econo Lodge at Key West for the accommodations again this year. Also, John Engel at Engel Marine for re-rigging the boat for the 1994 World Championship. Also, thanks to Diamond Marine out of Farmingdale, New York, Marty and Joe. Also, the crew that made all of this possible, Kurt Steinbach, Jackie Andre, and Mary and Dickie Dixon. Also, special thanks to Don Schwebs and the crew at Mercury's Lake X. Patriot Offshore Racing Team is sponsored by Amoco Oil Company and Environmental Source Samplers at Huntersville, North Carolina. Patriot is your 1994 APBA national champion and has run on Amoco Ultimate 93 fuel throughout the year. Patriot, P7. On the outside, Hasta La Vista and Bonanza on the outside. In the inside, P7, Patriot. Lisa Greger and Bob Hamlin from Huntersville, North Carolina. Lisa the driver, Bob Throttleman. Three 2.5 EFIs. Bonanza, Hasta La Vista, and Patriot. There's Hasta La Vista, baby. M16, a 32-foot active Thunder powered by two 780-horsepower active racing engines with Merc Cruiser drives. Driver is Sammy May from Canada, Throtleman Keith Holmes. He's also from Ontario, Canada. Hasta La Vista, baby. M16. .32-foot active Thunder. Sammy May and Keith Holmes. Nice throttling there by Keith Holmes. Two 780-horsepower active racing engines with Mercruiser drives. An all-Canada crew here at the 1994 World Championships in Key West. Final race of the 1994 season. Nice jump there by the Hasta La Vista baby crew. In control, Sammy May and Keith Holmes. As we've said, the waters are getting rougher out there in Key West because the Hurricane Gordon is making its way towards here, but we're still okay. Looks like we will get this World Championship in. Great event here in Key West. Nearly 140 boats in all. 4 clubs, the Puerto Rico Racing Association, the APBA, U.S. Offshore, and SBR. And it's being run under SBR rules. Hasta la vista, baby, M16. Venus powered by three 2.5 EFIs. The driver is Butch Taylor from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Throttleman Bill Ford from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Venus swimwear P69. There on the outside, high risk P71, a 32-foot skater. P71 also powered by three 2.5 EFIs. Aboard high risk, Mike Nicholson. Throttleman Richard Felson. Mike is from Fort Lauderdale. Rich is from Great Neck, New York. High risk on the outside. Venus swimwear on the outside. Battle here in P class as we head towards Mallory Square. Recovery on the far outside, first overall and first in super class. But it's the battle of the P boats here. Venus swimwear and high risk. 32-foot skater, 35-foot motion. Heading into Mallory Square into the chute. Fans getting a great look here at the competition in P class. 35-foot motion, 32-foot skater, Venus swimwear, and high risk heading into the chute. There you see in the background dark clouds, dark ominous clouds of Hurricane Gordon. Butch Taylor, Bill Ford of Venus swimwear. High risk driver Mike Nicholson, throttleman Richard Felson. As we go by the pier house now, high risk with a slight advantage. Venus swimwear going around the turn. High risk has the lead around the turn here in Mallory Square. There's some M competition. Nightmare feeling wet. Nightmare and feeling wet. There's Gone Clear and Superclass coming through the middle. Nightmare, Gone Clear, and feeling wet. But we're going to go with Nightmare. M3, a 35-foot cigarette powered by two 735 horsepower Cobra Power inboards with Mercruiser drive. The driver, Ron Beline from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Navigator Luis Vasquez, also from Fort Lauderdale. Throttleman Richie Sapulo from Miami. Nightmare M3, 35-foot cigarette. Cobra Power inboards, two 735 horsepower. This boat is rigged and maintained by Richie Sapulo's company, RC Performance, out of Miami, Florida. This is the final race of the 1994 racing season here in Key West. Nightmare M3. Nightmare running excellent, top of the pack in M class. Nightmare. Ron Beline, Louis Vasquez, and Richie Sapulo doing a fine job. 35-foot cigarette. Nice throttling Richie Sapulo. Nightmare running excellent here in these bumpy waters of Key West. As we said, the waters are getting rougher now because of Hurricane Gordon on the way. There's Systems on the outside. Systems going by the outside. And there you see the dark, ominous clouds of Hurricane Gordon getting darker and closer to Key West, Florida. We started out a beautiful sunny day, blue skies. Well, you can see the difference now. Systems are out in second place in Super Cat. We're going now with Risk Taker P33. 32-foot skater powered by 2.5 VFIs. Driver Roy Young from Madison Heights, Michigan. Throttle Rick Owen from Great Neck, New York. Risk Taker running right now very well in P class. We've got some boats that have dropped out, Jaws, Full Throttle, Bonanza, and Pennzoil, but Risk Taker in P class still running and running excellent here at the 1994 Key West World Championships. The Risk Taker racing team would like to thank Hamilton Risk Management for sponsorship. They are commercial risk managers. Also, Stuart Hamill, the recovery race team, and Joey and Pressure of East Coast Marine and his staff for all their support as well. Again, Roy Young, the driver. Throttle, Rick Golden Arm Cohen of White Glove Maintenance. Risk Taker currently running excellent in P class, 32-foot skater. There's a real battle going on right now in P class between Restore Patriot, High Risk, and Harmsco Hurricane. But right now, Risk Taker running very well here in P class. There's Gone Again in the modified, going by on the outside. Gone Again. But it's P33 Risk Taker on the inside, 32-foot skater. Running excellent in M-Class, M22, JH Electric, a 41-foot Apache powered by two 850-horsepower Ritchie Zool engines with Mercruiser drives. The driver, Brett May, he's from Florida. Navigator, Jack Herrick from Syosset, New York. Rattleman, Phil Lipschutz from North Miami, Florida. JH Electric, top of the pack. As a matter of fact, in second place right now in M-Class with a real good chance to place very high in these World Championships in Key West, Florida. JH Electric, M22. Brett May, Jack Herrick, and Phil Lipschutz doing a fine job aboard this 41-foot Apache. We believe that Ocean Spray right now is the leader in M-Class, but M22 JH Electric in second place. Oh, getting a little crazy there, but no problem. Nice job there by Phil Lipschutz on throttle. Driver Brett May. JH Electric. Listen to those Ritchie Zool engines, two 850 horsepower. Going around the turn, there's Predator and M-Class with NXS in Super V. NXS running the top of the pack in Super V. Predator on the inside, M15, 41-foot Apache. It's powered by two 900-horsepower Stotler racing engines with Mercruiser drives. Predator. Driver Eddie Toth from Sellersville, Pennsylvania. Navigator Eddie Toth Jr., also from Sellersville. Throttleman Herb Stotler from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. There's NXS on the outside. Top of the pack in Super V. Predator Racing Team would like to thank Stotler Racing Engines and ABC Tank. As we said, aboard Predator, Eddie Toth Jr., and Herb Stotler. Two 900 horsepower Stotler racing engines doing a fine job. Nice throttling, Herb Stotler. Gone clear on the outside, and Super Cat gone clear. Bumpy waters here in Key West. They've been getting rougher throughout the afternoon because of Hurricane Gordon coming our way. JH Electric there on the outside with Gone Clear, and Super Cat. But on the inside, Predator, M15, 41-foot Apache. Going around the turn now. Predator, M15. There is JH Electric on the outside. JH Electric powered by Richie Zuhl's. Predator by Stotler Racing Engines. JH Electric a little bit ahead there around the turn, but very close. The battle going on here in M-Class between Predator and JH Electric. Both 41-foot Apaches. JH Electric with a slight lead. Heading into Mallory Square. Now this is the 1994 Key West World Championships, the final race of the 1994 racing season. Eddie Toth Jr. and Herb Stotler aboard Predator. There's Harmsco Hurricane in the middle with JH Electric on the far outside. Predator, Harmsco, and JH Electric. Venus Swimwear number 69, a 40-foot skater, powered by two 900 horsepower Mercury inboards with Mercruiser drives. The driver, Oswaldo Rivera, Rattleman Oscar Trinidad. They're both from Puerto Rico. Venus Swimwear, 40-foot skater. Venus Swimwear in open class. Nice throttling, Oscar Trinidad from Puerto Rico. A lot of boats in open class, a lot of 40-foot skaters, but right now it's Venus Swimwear, 40-foot skater, powered by two 900 horsepower Mercury inboards. Running excellent in open class. As we said, Venus Swimwear running excellent in open class. We believe that Venus right now is on the top of the pack along with Katana, the leader, and how sweet it is in open class. An all Puerto Rican crew, Oscar Trinidad and Oswaldo Rivera. Venus Swimwear. It's great to see the Puerto Rico Racing Association getting involved in this World Championship here in Key West, along with SBR, APBA, and U.S. Offshore. Venus Swimwear going by Nightmare, which is running great in M-Class. M44 Priority, a 40-foot hustler powered by two 700 horsepowered Chevy inboards with Mercury drives. Driver, Mr. Frank Blatt from Annapolis, Maryland. Navigator is Jay Ward from Perry Hall, Maryland. And throttle is Ron Umlaut from Severna Park, Maryland. M44 Priority. Now, the Priority Racing Team would like to thank a number of people who put in a lot of time during the season and really long hours in maintaining and preparing and rigging this boat for this race and all the other races throughout the year. They include Brooke Dyer, Chip Rogers, Keith Cooper, Kevin Sharp, Rob Ells, Tony Silvera, Ron Umplana, and Jay Ward. Also, Frank Blatt, the owner of Priority, would like to thank Global Marine, United Racing, JB Automotive, Longport Stern Drive, Bel Air Auto Body, Tri-State Steel, and Northwood Contractors for their support this season. Once again, aboard Priority, we've got Mr. Frank Blatt, the owner, driver, Navigator Jay Ward, and throttleman Ron Umlaut. Priority M44 40-foot Hustler. As we look at the dark clouds of Hurricane Gordon making its way towards Key West, we just want to say that Priority will be the last boat that we will be covering for you in this race. Priority has been a great competitor all year round, very reliable and consistent racing team. Priority M44, a 40-foot Hustler. And very shortly, we will be giving you the results of today's race, also combining today's race with the first race to crown the world champions in the different categories of this 1994 World Championship in Key West, Florida. M44 Priority heading into Mallory Square. Hurricane Gordon making its way, but it looks like we've gotten this race in just in time. All right, now as we watch the many spectators there along the shore here in Key West, we're going to give you the final results of today's race, the final race of the 1994 racing season, the Key West World Championships. First off, in Superboat Cat, it was Recovery taking the checkered flag, Excite and Systems. It looks like Recovery will be taking the World Championship. It took a second place in the first race on Wednesday afternoon. In Superboat V, La Gran Argentina, followed by In Excess and Cigarette Lady. Great battle there. In Open Class, terrific competition between Katana. How Sweet It Is had a great run. Katana taking the checkered flag. How Sweet It Is in second place. Venus Swimwear bringing up third. In the modified, what can you say? Ocean Spray and JH Electrical. Just great competition in the modified. Ocean Spray coming in first. JH Electric in second. Airborne bringing up third place. In Pro Stock, Restore Marine Products in first place, followed by Patriot and High Risk. Great battle in Pro Stock. Those are the final results for today's race, the last race of the 1994 racing season. And now here are the combined totals for both races, and these are your world champions for the 1994 racing season. In Superboat, it was Recovery, followed by Systems and Alcone Motorsports. In Superboat V, La Nueva Argentina, In Excess and Cigarette Lady in third place. In Open, Katana, followed by How Sweet It Is and Brooks Athletic Shoes. In the modified Ocean Spray, your world champion, followed by JH Electric Special and Airborne. In Pro Stock, Restore Marine Products, Harmsco's Hurricane, and Patriot. And those are your world champions for this 1994 Key West World Championships. Just a little recap. We had great racing in all classes. First off, in Superboat, it was Recovery, a 46-foot skater coming out on top. In Super V, the Argentinian boat, La Gran Argentina, the 50-foot Fabio Buzzi with 4 Seat-Tech diesel engines was the winner there in Super V. In Open Class, Katana, the second race of the year for the boat. It came out on top. It is your world champion, the 46-foot skater. How Sweet It Is, also a brand new 40-foot skater, came in second place and the second race of the year for that boat. How Sweet It Is, not bad at all. Brooks Athletic Shoes coming in third. In the modified, it was Ocean Spray, JH Electric, and Airborne, 3 V-bottom boats taking the world championships in modified. In Pro Stock, it was Restore. The second year in a row it has won the World Championship in Pro Stock. Harmsco Hurricane in second place and Patriot in third with those Diamond Marine outboards out of Farmingdale, New York. Great competition, great racing in all classes here at the 1994 Key West World Championships. As we said, we had great competition, great racing here at these World Championships. We had 2 mishaps, though. One was Gifford Racing. Gifford Racing flipped over, but Bill Gifford, Rich Danstigen, and Steve Szilagyi are okay. They got out. Everyone is just fine. Now, Team Gentry also flipped, but we do not know the extent of the injuries in that incident. Now, before we go, there are a few people that we would like to thank. First off, our freeze-frame video production crew, including our helicopter companies, HMC and Crescent Airways, our helicopter pilots, Manny Rodriguez and Brady Winslow. Also, our freeze-frame video production crew, Nancy and Gary Johnson, Mike from S&S Propeller. Also, Willie Schultz for installing the onboard cameras. It took many, many people in the freeze-frame video production crew to bring you these 1994 Key West World Championships. Also, it took the cooperative efforts of SBR, the Puerto Rico Racing Association, U.S. Offshore, and the APBA, and this event was run under SBR rules. On behalf of Jeff Girardi, Pauline, and the rest of the freeze-frame video production crew, this is Vince Lipari wishing you a fond farewell from Key West, Florida, the largest race we've ever witnessed, the 1994 World Championships. Happy holidays, everyone, and hope to see you next year for the 1995 racing season.